Imagine budgeting 40 million to build a house and you end up spending 80 million naira. It sounds surprising, right? But trust me, it happens. I've seen clients spend times two of what they budgeted to build a house, not because building a house is so costly, but because they made mistakes that could have been avoided. Now, if you intend to build or you're already building, stay close. This video is going to save you millions of naira. Hello, I am Builder Promise Carlo. I help clients build quality homes without wastages. In this video, I'm going to share with you 7 mistakes that can make you spend 2 times on that building project. Mistake number 1 is buying that land without the input of a professional. Now, this is where the mistake starts. Most people just go into a location, buy a land, maybe because it's too cheap, maybe because it looks good to them, without actually engaging a professional to assess that land. Have you come to imagine that you buy a land and there is a regulation guarding that zone that limits you from building above a floor? Let's say you want to build a commercial building and you come into a location, very good, and you buy that land. And they are telling you that you cannot build above a story building. It actually means that it's going to take you a very long time to recover whatsoever amount of money you've invested. It's going to limit what you can actually do in that space. By the time you subtract your setbacks, you subtract the money you spent, you will see that it's not going to make a good business. So you need a professional to tell you this land is okay. This land has good topography. This land is not prone to flood. Sometimes you buy lands in a dry season, not knowing that during rainy season, that place is a total mess. You wouldn't tell if you don't engage a professional who will help you check those things, who will help you also check if where you are actually buying that land is fit for the purpose you want to buy the land for. A professional will also help you know if that land is in dispute, if that land has boundary issues, if that land has soil integrity issues. So at this stage, you can never kick out the input of a professional. Don't be that developer, don't be that client who already starts spending money before the actual project begins. Mistake number 2 is starting without a budget. Many people, once they think about building, they just ask how much is a bag of cement, how much is a rod, how much is stones and all that, without actually asking, how much is it going to take me to complete this project? Trust me, you wouldn't be happy starting a project and midway, you are stopping the project, abandoning the project. Without a clear budget, your work is prone to stopping midway. Your labor is prone to increase. Materials become more expensive than you thought because you didn't do a proper market survey. Someone will just tell you over the phone that the bag of cement is 10,200, and on getting to the market, you are hearing that the bag of cement is for 10,500. So at that point, it means that your job is going to have a setback. So you always need professionals. This is where your quantity surveyor comes in to tell you the actual cost of this project. If you have this thing, it is not expensive. Getting a bill of quantity, getting an estimate is not expensive compared to what you will get when you kick these things aside. Always have it at the back of your mind that having a bill of quantity, having an estimate is a roadmap to ensuring that your project works as planned. Mistake number 3 is choosing cheap contractors. Yes, everybody wants to save money, but there's a clear difference between wanting to save money and creating future problems. Now hear me, some contractors submit low budgets only for you to discover in future that they are using substandard materials, that they are using inferior materials, that they are using cheap labor and machines. In some cases, they abandon the project midway. You actually thought you saved money, but now you're going to need more money to fix the errors. Mistake number 4 is ignoring soil test. I've said this a couple of times and many people don't actually want to hear about it. They say people have been building, there are houses around and all that. But let me tell you something. 2 plots can stand side by side and their bearing capacities are different. One can take up to 4 floors, whereas one might not be able to take up to 2 floors. So doing a soil test helps you know what that land you want to build in particular can take, so that you portion yourself, so that you plan according to what the land can take. You don't end up building what will collapse on that soil. So let me tell you what happens when you skip soil test. One is that you're going to have a foundation issue. Two is that you're going to have structural cracks all over your wall. Three is that your foundation might need a total redesign. And four is that whenever you skip a soil test, doing a correction is always very, very expensive. Let me tell you this for free. The cost of doing a soil test is way, way cheaper than the cost of fixing a structural failure. Mistake number 5 is poor site supervision. Now, this is a silent killer because most times developers, house owners, feel that there is less input of a contractor, of an engineer, of a builder, of an architect. So they assume that artisans, that workers can do what it takes. They know exactly what to do, the materials to use. But that's totally wrong. The truth is that without proper supervisions, poor materials are used. Mixed ratios are altered. Like if you're supposed to do 1 in 2 in 4, they might do 1 in 3 in 6 in place of 1 in 2 in 4. And a lot of other mixed ratio issues. Another thing is that most times measurements are totally ignored. They just align based on what they see. They ignore their tapes totally. The squares totally, the shapes, the form, everything are altered. The last but not least is that the workmanship suffers. As developers, most times they wouldn't notice these defects. Let's say you've gotten to the finishing of the house. You now discover that this room that is squared, in some areas you need to cut the tiles in a chamfered form to fit in, whereas it is supposed to be squared, because they ignored the form, the shape, the measurement, the square of the building. Most times you don't observe these things at the early stage, but when you get to finishing, when you get to POP, when you get to screeding, some of these poor workmanships begin to appear. Number 6 is rush work, rushing the building project. I know many people want to finish their house on time so that they can move in, but hold on. Construction is a process. Concrete needs to cure. Compactions needs to settle. Materials need time. So know that whenever speed becomes your priority, there is bound to be errors and failures. Number 7 is hiring a builder. Many people hire everything except builders. They hire bricklayers, they hire tilers, but they ignore a builder. See, a builder is there to organize this team of skilled workers to ensure that your product comes out well. It's also left to the builder to work with other professionals to see that what you have in mind, your dream house, becomes a reality. So if you're planning to build your house, if you're planning to renovate your house, you can always reach out to me on my inbox. I am Builder Promise Carl, and do well to hit that subscribe button. See you on the next one.